So, when you think about life, are there moments where the need for debate comes up in unexpected or surprising ways?
Uh, so I would say that debate skills are really, really transferable, if you think about it, right? So the basic skill of debate is the argument structure. So we call it claim, reasoning, and impact, or, your statement, the evidence behind it, and why it's important. And so one of my sons said he applied that to write thank you notes or notes of appreciation. And so he would write something like, "You've been a true friend to me because you've given me Christian counsel and you've prayed with me. And because of those actions, I've grown in my walk with the Lord and in my faith." And so, if you were like to break that down, you could see that his claim was, "You've been a true friend to me." And then he gave his reasoning and he gave the impact or the result of that. And so, I, I would say, I guess if there was a surprising thing, it was surprising when he did tell me that. But in any career or your life, you might be volunteering for something. You are, probably going to be faced with a situation where you need to pitch an idea or steer a team in a specific direction or convince a committee or sell, an item or whatever. Um, and young people who have participated in debate know that they need to address what's not working or what are the bad things that are happening or likely to happen if we continue down this path, or what need is not being met.
Right.
And then they have to present a thoughtful plan or realistic idea or solution, followed up with the benefits of that plan. And that's exactly what you do when you write an affirmative case. And so, you know if needs are not being met in a church or whatever, let's say, we aren't taking care of our people, we're not doing congregational care well, I think we need to add someone to our staff. And if we don't add someone to our staff, people are going to start, feeling unloved, and we don't want that to happen. And so I know it's going to take X amount of dollars to add this person to our staff, but if we do, here are all the things that we can expect to see, as a result of doing that. So, it applies across so many aspects of life.
Yeah,
And it's, I will say, like, even you can analyze political decisions that
sure.
presidents make.
Right.
It's like, thinking about, well, did they make a case for this?
Right.
Did they tell us why we have to do this and what
Yes.
benefits are going to, and does it make sense? Does it follow logic?
Right.
So yeah.
And the training to
So
look for evidence and whether the evidence is valid, reliable, tested,
yes,
and they're also
absolutely.
getting trained to ask about the evidence. What is the source? What was the study
Hmm.
about? How did they
Yes.
conduct that research? I've watched the kids be learning to ask
Hmm.
those questions. And then
Hmm.
this is really during cross-examination. Sometimes just the question itself, asking good questions, can render somebody else's argument invalid and
Yes.
punch real big holes through it. So,
Yes. Yep. And
yeah.
I'll just I can't give super specifics, but my oldest son is doing policy up in DC. And recently, um, he discovered there is a business that was doing things that they shouldn't have been doing.
Mm,
And he let the senator's office,
yeah.
his higher ups in the senator's office know, I think this is what's going on.
Yeah.
And they writing a letter to this business, and they called them into their office, and they continued to say what they were doing wasn't really what it looked like, and they weren't
Right.
really breaking the
Mm,
rules. And my son said, well, I have this evidence. He
Yes.
pulled out his evidence and he said, based on this, document,
Right.
that you posted out there, it
Right.
clearly shows you are breaking the rules.
Yes.
And he's a young man and he's going up
Yes.
against, someone who is likely a billionaire,
Yeah.
but he has these debate skills
Yeah.
that he learned and has consistently practiced. And I have my evidence. And he was very calm and rational about it,
That's so
and it's like
good.
someone
Yeah.
can't, yeah, you can't wiggle out of this, right? You
It
can't,
reminds me of
in it when it's,
Timothy, like, don't look down on those who are
mm,
young.
yes, yes, very
Yeah, you
much
can't
so.
wiggle out of it, especially if he's able to maintain his composure
Right.
and present facts. And this is not personal. This is just what the data shows.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.